Alright guys, just gonna take you on a quick editing tutorial. This is how I would edit the images anyway. First of all, obviously the R5C's Adobe colors are a bit rubbish, so let's try camera standard. Pretty much. Portrait, landscape. I think I'm quite feeling landscape right now. It's also a bit warm as well. New camera, new learning system. Just forgot everything that I know about cameras when you get a new camera, you know what I mean? So I think I changed that to about 800. Let's see. Okay, I can work with that. This is not planned, by the way. This is just me. This is how I would edit. This is my thought process. So we try and get the exposure up a little bit, as it was a bit underexposed. Bring on the highlights. I want to go all the way down with these ones, I think. The shadows, definitely. Blacks, that's what I normally do. If you change the shadows, if I up the shadows, I normally like to bring down the blacks, just to equalize things. The whites can more or less stay where they are, I think. Contrast, to see if I can add a bit more in there. Okay. Clarity, maybe add about 5 to that. Maybe actually not 2, about 2, 3, just for the vibrance. I don't think I need to add more vibrance to this, but let's just see what it does anyway. Okay, I like that. As I said, guys, this is not a planned editing process. This is just me toying around with things, just trying to get a little baseline going on. Let me see what an S curve might do. A bit, ever so slightly, guys, ever so slightly. You don't want to go too far with your S curves. And no, I don't like that at all. So let's get that off. It's all about just trying and fading, guys. Trial and error with these things. I might bring down the blues and the luminance, so it affected this area up here. Okay. I'll do a little Anita Sadowska here. I might change my blues to a little aqua color, just for the vibe. And add a bit of sharpness, even though I don't really need it. The R5C is absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure. I normally like to enable profile corrections, but sometimes I do get swayed into not doing it. I think with this one, okay, I like the shadows. Okay, I might leave it like that. Nah, we'll enable profile corrections. It's one of those split decisions. But yeah, as far as that goes, I'm pretty much cool with this, to be fair. Sometimes you make these changes and you end up, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. That's how it looks before, and this is after. So do not be afraid to underexpose images, guys. Yeah, man, I'm happy with that. Copy and paste. Okay. Let's see if I can add a little bit of this exposure, and then maybe bring down the exposure on here. I do like the curves, to be fair. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. That is ready to send off. All right, and with this one, slightly different image. The lighting was really high here. It was really harsh. But you know, you gotta roll with the punches. So first thing I would do is, I noticed that this is a bit tilted. So that's the first thing I'll do, is just straighten up this image a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So, as you saw before, the white balance was a bit off. Just note to self. Let me see what 5600 looks like. Okay, yeah, I like that. Maybe 57, maybe 5800. Oh yeah, sorry, the profile. Portraits. Brighten up a little bit and see what that looks like. Oh yeah, I like that. I do like that. I do like that. And a bit of contrast to it as well. Bring down those highlights a little bit. Up the shadows. Yeah, this is coming out very nice. Blacks. Bring them down just a little bit. Up the clarity. Bring up the vibrance. I feel like it is a bit, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Okay. Sharpening might have to go up a little bit as well. But yeah, these files, it's a little bit out of focus, but we can definitely get away with that. You know, I think this is, out of all the images I took on the R5C that day, this might be the most out of focus picture I got. So do with that what you will. And this is also zoomed in at 100%. So let's also bring that up there. You, like, if you're not zooming all the way into this photo, you won't really clock, to be fair. That's just me being a pixel peeper. Definitely enable profile corrections with this one. Let's maybe see what the oranges are saying. Let me bring it a little bit this way, yeah. And then the blues, let's do that Sadoska style imagery. Maybe get a bit of aqua in there. A bit of, yeah, okay, I like it. Up the thing here. Yeah, I think I like this quite a lot. Just bring down the exposure a little bit. Okay, happy with that. I'm happy with that. Bring down the whites a tad. There's the thing about harsh sun is all the colours are very unbalanced. But I think as far as images go, that is quite a nice image of Paula. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, happy. Maybe the haze a little bit. Yeah, the haze, you can never go wrong with a bit of the haze. You can never go wrong with a little bit of the haze. I will tell you what. Okay, yeah, happy with that. Perfect. Alright, so with these ones, I'll edit one more, I think, for you guys. As you can see, I got the copyright details there, very essential, guys. Make sure you add in your copyright information in case of, scavengers. Let's see which one. I do like this one. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I like this one. Okay, so first of all, the image is more or less. Maybe I can. Yeah, that's more or less. Yeah, just maybe there. Okay, you can always tell if your image is unbalanced by the horizon line. If your horizon is slanted in any way, then it's unbalanced. Even then, to be fair, being a perfectionist is very draining, guys. But I mean, that's more or less balanced. Don't want to spend too much time on it. So yeah, color profile. I think I'll give this one a color standard. Yeah, okay. And then I think with this one, we're gonna go straight to the highlights and the shadows, because exposure with this one might be a bit risky because of the background. I want it to stay this kind of ambience, so we're going to up the shadows quite a bit and dim the highlights quite a bit. I think that's just a little base right there. Okay, so let's also up this just a little bit. You don't want to go too far with it. Make sure that this kind of stays as is. You can always just come down here really and change the luminance. Just make it a bit darker if you want. Even though, yeah, I might just keep it there actually. And add a little bit of Sadowska. Give it a bit of a turquoise aqua vibe. Loving it. Okay, yeah, this looks pretty good. Not overexposed at all. Our histogram is looking very happy over there. Add a bit of clarity, a touch of vibrance, might even bring it down a little bit. It's the saturation. Bit of contrast, just a little bit. Even that might be, actually might need the contrast. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm liking this so far. Yeah, add a bit of whites to it, just for this bit, I think. Yeah, and then maybe bring down up these blacks. Sometimes bringing up the blacks instead of the shadows does make it look a bit better, I find. And obviously up the sharpness a tad, even though I don't think I need to, but look at that, see, look at the R5C, Jesus Christ, look at that. Let's see what it looks like without the, I think we're definitely gonna stick with the enabled. And yeah, I think that looks rather, oh yes, let me see if I can bring down this a little bit. Maybe 6,100. Okay, I'm loving it. Maybe bring up the saturation, back to normal again. Okay, yeah, I think I'm happy with that. As far as her skin goes, let me just see what the oranges are saying. We bring up her skin tone a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Maybe bring it down a tad. And as far as that goes, I don't really mess with these too much. I heard that they're really good, but I've never really messed with them too much. Yeah, ISO was on 200. Never really want to shoot below 4.0 when it comes to a swimwear shoot. But yeah, 200, noise is down to a minimum, don't need to denoise. Yeah, I think that's maybe even bring down the contrast a little bit, because it is a bit dark in certain places. I use my up and down arrow keys if I want to change just without, clicking or dragging. It does it in increments of 5. Yeah, I think I like that. I think that is more or less perfect. Add a bit more vibrance to the image. Might even Let me see what happens if I bring down the blues a bit more. Nah, maybe I even bring it up a little bit actually. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was my first proper edit that I'm showing you guys anyway. Just out off the cusp. Ooh, bit of vignette, that's what it's called, vignette. Vignetting can't hurt. Let's see what maximum. Okay, about halfway. Okay, and that is pretty much set to go to my client. Perfect. See what the black and white looks like. Nah. Perfect. Oops, daisy. Undo. Perfect. Cheers, guys.